Hey, what's going on, family? Happy to be back with you. I'm going to start off with two things. First, I want to start off with a little bit of an apology because I know we are in season 2, but the episodes haven't been super consistent, and that's hilarious because I always talk about how important consistency is. But what I want you guys to understand is that it's not because I'm not working, it's actually because of how much I'm working, and so it's finding time to squeeze the podcast in. But I just want to say thank you to everyone because season 2 has had an amazing response already. So many downloads already. And so the second thing that I want to say to you guys is thank you so much for that. But also, if you haven't done it yet, head over to the HOHcollective.com. It's that simple. The HOHcollective.com. Okay, we've got links to our videos, we got links to the podcast, all our products, everything we're working with. We got our Twitter feeds, we've got reviews. You want to find out what we're doing, what we're working on, HOHcollective.com. And it's also the way to get in touch with, to get contact with all of our social media. Stay connected with everything coming out right now, and there's so much coming down the pipeline, right? So without further ado, if you want to see it, go check it out, HOHcollective.com. Last time I'm going to drop it on you. I want to jump right into today's episode because this is super important. And it's funny because, like I said, I'm working on so many different things right now. And my friend said to me, I thought this was your rest day. How are you resting? He's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm working on a blog post show, da da da. And I said, listen, I have a rest number. Are you guys ready for my rest number? My rest number is 30K. 30,000. That's my rest number. When I see 30,000 in my bank account at one point in time, I'll take a rest day. And that's a small number. That's a very little number. I want to, and just all the multiple businesses, all the streams of income, I'm trying to get to a point, a number that's right for me in my head of a monthly income. And when I'm making that, I'm still not done. I still have way more to go. But 30K is my rest number, right? And that's actually a very realistic number if you have A, a game plan, B, the work ethic, and 3, you know what I mean? You're driven towards getting there. You're being realistic about achieving those goals. And I have all of those. So that in mind, what we're talking about today is finance. Bang. Major key alert. We're going to steal that one from Callie. And that's what I've been telling everyone. This episode is a major key alert, all right? And we're talking about big savings, all right? Big savings in 2 easy steps. And we're going to keep it short, and we're going to keep it simple, and we're going to keep it sweet, okay? So something that everyone is trying to do is make money. Some people are trying to do it for themselves. Some people are trying to do it for other people. But one of the easiest, best, and most important ways to make money is saving money, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys the same thing that I tell you in the blog post. Everything that I'm about to tell you, 1, is completely legal and works in just about every country. Okay, and 2 is doable for everyone. The first one is doable for everyone. The second one works a bit better if you have a business or a side hustle, all right? And we'll get into that in a little bit in just a second. Firstly, I want to drop a disclaimer for you guys and say in no way, shape, or form am I a tax agent for any government or am I a legal financial advisor. But you are more than capable of going and finding out if what I say is true from your local tax agent or a local tax agent or a local legal financial advisor. And I actually encourage you guys to do that because one of the most important things you can be doing for yourself at any point in time, in any instance, especially when it comes to business and making money, is learning. You could always be and you should always be learning. Never take anyone's word as 100% set in stone on anything, even mine. And you guys have heard me say that to you before. Okay, so this is actually something that's really dope and really important, but it's something that not everybody knows, okay? So depending on where you are in the world, most people, but especially most people of color, do not get what we call a financial education. And so there are a lot of things that are really common sense when it comes to money that we just don't know. And it's because no one has ever taught us. Most schools, unless you're wealthy or a part of that 1%, don't teach you about real finance. They don't teach you about taxes, how to make money, how to save money. And so if you don't learn that at school, then the only place that you have to get that is from your parents, from your family. But a lot of, especially if you come from humble beginnings or a low income family, a lot of your parents and relatives or elders don't know about money. And these are people that have been working their entire lives, 40 hours plus a week, selling their labor, and still don't really understand how money works. And so it's the fault of the system. It's not their fault, but they just don't get how it happens, you know? And so this is partly learning how taxes work, but again, it's also learning to understand the value of money, the exchange of money, like, you know, and all of those good things, right? And so what I'm about to teach you is funny because I learned about it in two instances in two different ways in terms of mentors, right? And so recently, Mark Cuban, and if you guys don't know about him, you should check him out. But he's a millionaire and he's one of the guys on the Shark Tank. He's an investor. Was just giving a talk on investing, right? And the advice that he gave made me think about this episode because it's something that Robert Kiyosaki also talks about in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this is our first major key. And we're talking about front end value. One, learning to understand what front end value is. And it's very simple. And I'm going to give it to you guys quickly. And then using it for yourself. And the crazy part about front end value is that it's so common sense. And it sounds so simple that you listen to it and you think, well, duh. But most people don't do it, and it's because most people, when you talk savings, when you talk saving money, they think penny pinching. They think doing less. They think getting less. And that is not the way front-end value works. The way Robert Kiyosaki explains it, right? The way you make money the most, no matter how much money you make, is by saving money. Bang. Sounds simple, right? And so the way you save money is by understanding front end value, when you're getting a good deal, when you're getting the most bang for your buck. And so Mark Cuban used toothpaste, I'm going to use toilet tissue, right? And I just did all the math on this and broke it down, so I'll give it to you now. Okay, guys, so like I said, here's a super simple explanation of front end value. You ready? Okay, if you go to the market, if you go to the grocery, if you go to your local store, and you want to buy a 30 pack of toilet tissue for $15, and it normally costs $2.35 a roll, that's front end value. It's that simple. And that doesn't sound like a big deal. It doesn't sound super complicated, and it's not. It's really, and like I said, I'm going to explain how that's front end value. And you can make that bigger and you can use it on any scale, but let's break this down, right? This is the mentality of most people and what it needs to shift to. So most people go to the store and they see a 30 pack of toilet tissue for $10, for $15, and they're like, why am I going to spend that? I only need one roll. I only need 2 rolls. I only need 3 rolls. It's $2.35, right? And so they're like, why am I going to waste $12.65 on a full pack when I need 1 roll? But here's the difference, right? $2.35 times 30 is $70.50. Okay? So by not buying that 30 pack for $15, you didn't save yourself $12. You cost yourself $68. Penny pinching is not the same thing as understanding front-end value and getting good savings. And like I said, if you want to listen to Mark Cuban just did a talk on this, and he used the same thing for toothpaste. Okay, so when we talk about saving and we learn to understand finance, there is a major difference between penny pinching and not doing for yourself and not getting something that you love or that feels good and is a mood elevator, and getting front end value and getting good bargains and getting good deals. Okay, and so the second aspect we're going to talk about this is tax. And tax is something that not a lot of people understand, and it's something that we need to get better at understanding, right? And this combines with the first thing, which is front end value, right? You want to learn to mix front end value with back end value. So this is the second major key, all right? Mixing front end value with back end value. What does that mean? I am a business owner. I am a vlogger. I am a podcaster, okay? And so being a smart purchaser or getting front end value is getting things that are multifaceted and complement me in many ways. So I'm doing a blog post right now, which you guys should check out on the HOHcollective.com, and it's called How I Turned My Gaming into a Tax Write-Off. Okay? So, knowing and understanding something is very important. And what that is that every government in the world is the same when it comes to taxes. And what that means is the people who get the most savings, the people who get the most tax write-offs and get the biggest compliments during tax season are businesses and companies and people that make and generate money and revenue, because countries want you to be happy, because that's how they get money in to become more wealthy. Commerce is that simple, okay? And if you're running your business or your company well enough, the government will even pay you for making money. And that's facts, cold hard facts. Like I said, you want to see if I'm telling the truth about that? Look up any video, pick up a book, read Rich Dad Poor Dad for yourself, talk to a tax advisor, okay? Tax deductions, tax credits get paid out the most to people with companies. I am a registered business owner with a registered business, okay? I'm a podcaster. I'm a vlogger, okay? I'm a blogger. So what does this mean? How did my gaming become a tax write-off? My brand new Logitech mouse with the multiple buttons is a business expense because I need it for my business. My new laptop that I'm going to get, that's also going to be an extremely powerful gaming laptop, is a business expense. All of my travel expenses, if I go somewhere, if I take a plane ride somewhere and I make a video there for my vlog and I write about it on my blog, that's a business expense. My Beats by Dre headphones that I use to listen to myself when I'm recording the show are a business expense. It is so important to have a side hustle, to have a business, and not just because it's important to have a second stream of revenue. And why is that important? Because you should never be depending on selling your labor or a company to feed your family forever. Because if you break your back tomorrow, if you lose an arm tomorrow, the company is not going to care about you past a certain point. They're going to give you a payout if you're lucky and you live in a country that does that, and that's going to last you for 6 months to a year, and then you're going to have to figure out how to feed your family. But if you are working right now on having a secondary income and not being dependent on other people, then you can take care of yourself and your family no matter who else is doing what for you. It's about independence. It's about freedom. We talk about that all the time. And I'm going to give you guys a news flash. You were only supposed to get 2, but here's a third major key. You ready? It's 2017. The internet is everywhere in the world. If you own a fucking smartphone in 2017 and you don't have a side hustle or a business or a way to be generating a secondary income for yourself, you are losing. That simple. Okay? The government, no matter what your government is or what country you're in, pays you to make money. That is every government in every country in the world, because generating revenue and commerce is good for everyone. So when you learn to understand tax write-offs, when you learn to build a secondary income, you win and they win. My iPhone 6s Plus, which is old to a lot of people with the 7s and the Xs, for me was a complete tax write-off because it was a business investment, because I can record my podcast from it. I can record my vlog from it. I needed to do all types of emails and faxes and all of those things. Tax write-off, tax credit, okay? The way you make money, no matter what your income is by learning and understanding how to save money, okay? And what do we say again? Saving money, getting value is not penny pinching, okay? That's dead. That's for fucking losers. It doesn't make sense. Learn front-end value, guys. Okay, so remember those 2 major keys, those 3 major keys. And we'll start with the third one, is the first and most important one. If it's 2017 and you own a smartphone and you don't have a side hustle, you're losing. That's the first major key. What's the second major key? Learn to understand front-end value. Get the best deals and the most bang for your buck. Third, learn to understand back-end value so you can give yourself tax credits. I'm going to close on a little story, on a little note. When you go and you start a new job in a corporate environment or almost any environment, it doesn't even matter if you're working at McDonald's or a burger place. What happens is you learn one skill, you get hired for one skill, and they bring you on for that, and you get paid for that. And then they teach you a little bit of everything, so you can do a little bit of everything, and they can get the most value out of you and the most bang for your buck. And if you really care about your job, you do that really well. And what happens? Either one or two situations. One, they recognize your value and your importance, and they may change your title and give you a raise, but that's not what happens to most people. Most people is two. They smile, they pat each other on the back because they're getting great value out of you. You're working 3 jobs, they're paying you 1, and they saved money. Learn to think like a company and get front-end value and back-end value. Bang! We're done, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to make these more consistent, but we're working on so many things right now. If you haven't checked out the website, go check out the website, thehohcollective.com. Links to all of our social, our blog post, everything we're working on. Be ready, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for being back with us. Love you guys.